The opioid epidemic has been a significant concern for many years, with the number of overdoses and deaths increasing rapidly. Currently, there are reported 70,000 overdoses across all ages. Mothers, brothers, sisters, daughters, loved ones alike are all potential victims of this epidemic. But we finally have a weapon to fight back, and its name is Narcan. Narcan is a medication that reverses the effect of an opioid overdose, and if made easily accessible, can be the key to saving many lives. It has proven to be one of the best combatants of opioid-related deaths. It is carried by paramedics and effectively used in emergency rooms. As future nurses, drug addiction and overdoses are issues that we will unfortunately come across. Some of us have already felt the impact of these issues on a personal level, which is why it is so important for us to educate and advocate for changes that will help us create a healthier nation. As a group, we have done extensive research on opioids, addiction, overdoses, and Narcan. We will first describe the current state of the opioid epidemic in the U.S., then provide information on Narcan, and finally discuss addiction, prevention, and recovery. Let's start with the basics. What are opioids? Simply put, they are painkillers, which are narcotic analgesics found in natural and synthetic forms. They include codeine, morphine, fentanyl, methadone, oxycodone, and more. They function by lowering pain signals and altering how your brain responds to pain. Aside from pain relief, opioids give a feeling of euphoria, which is where the problem begins. This euphoric feeling can lead people to become dependent on or misuse opioids, usually resulting in addiction, overdose, and death. An estimated 11 million people in the U.S. abuse opioids. A large number of abusers also means a large number of overdoses and overdose-related deaths. In 2017 alone, 47,000 Americans died as a result of an opioid overdose. Now, you may be wondering if opioids just alter pain sensation, how overdose and death occur. Well, opioids affect the part of the brain that regulates breathing. With opioid overdose, a person can experience slowed or stopped breathing, as well as loss of consciousness, which can lead to death. The rising number of opioid-related overdoses and deaths are why Narcan is so important. But why Narcan? Narcan, which is the brand also known for naloxone, is a medication that works to reverse the effect of an opioid overdose. It was first discovered in 1961 by scientists trying to find a treatment of opioid-induced constipation. It was found that instead of the intended purpose, when administered, naloxone blocked the effects of the opioid on the CNS and often left the person experiencing withdrawal symptoms. In the case of an overdose that causes slowed or stopped breathing, naloxone can restore breathing to a normal rate quickly. In 1971, the FDA approved the use of naloxone to treat opioid overdose after surgery. By 2010, Narcan had made its way into kits carried by paramedics for opioid overdose. Today, Narcan is available over the counter in all states but Hawaii. Maintaining accessibility of both Narcan and information regarding the medication to the public is imperative to save lives. This is because a majority of accidental overdoses happen in the home. Being able to have Narcan in the medicine cabinet, while a seemingly minor thing, can also make all the difference between life and death in the case of an accidental overdose. Narcan gives a person a second chance at life in more ways than one. As mentioned earlier, Narcan blocks out the effects of the opioid and induced withdrawals. This serves as a good opportunity to aid in overcoming the preventing addiction. Preventing future overdoses is equally as important as reversing them. There are various steps that can be taken and aid in recovery and prevent continued addiction. Recovery steps include having a support system, dealing with past hurts and trauma, learning about the consequences of drug abuse, and counseling. Attending support groups, reading self-help books, and seeing a therapist and all aid in sorting out the past. For a healthier future, families and friends play a key role in recovery and should be educated as much as possible about addiction to support recovery and prevent a relapse. While death is pretty big consequences of opioid abuse, understanding the other things that they are jeopardizing, such as employment, education, mental health, and more, a person may be less inclined to misuse and abuse again. Counseling is another major factor in addiction, recovery, and prevention. It can be done individually, in groups, or with family. Participating in anti-drug programs can help build strong bonds with others and address issues and contribute to drug abuse. The opioid epidemic affecting our nation is no small issue and shouldn't be treated as such. Narcan is an essential part of saving lives and can be a stepping stone to recovery for those abusing opioids. If Narcan continues to be easily accessible, more lives can be saved and more can be given in overcoming this epidemic. If you or a loved one is suffering from opioid addiction, seek help as soon as possible. Help is available at the Opioid Abuse Hotline. 1-888-633-3239. 1-888-633-3239. They are available 24/7.